Your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, lurks about, seeking whom he may devour. On the harder side of life-changing music, we don't play that game.
Here comes the ready or not.
Welcome to The Rock Show.
Say, here comes the boom, ready or not.
Z.
Welcome to The Rock Show on your Tuesday night. I'm Dustin Tatro. So glad to be here. We've got somebody from the Sweetwater Jaycees coming in just a little while to talk about this weekend's 61st World's Largest Rattlesnake Roundup. And joining us live in just a little while, Jared and Vanessa Bayless of the band Bayless, along with their pastor and author, Jeff Maness, to talk about the song and book, My Declaration, as well as their music, their latest EP, and all kinds of stuff. We'll have them in just a little while, but for right now, we're kicking the Rock Show off tonight with Skillet, Awake and Alive. I'm Dustin Tatro with you. Good evening.
I'm at war with the world and they try to pull me into the dark. I struggle to find my faith as I'm slipping from your arms.
It's getting harder to stay away.
It's Amongst the Giants with Too Late on KGNZ at night. The band Bayless joins us live in just a little while. Here's Collision of Innocence, Took My Place.
Breaking inside, fear resignates within myself. Only I am to blame. And this world is so cold. I seem out of place. Now I stand before them, shackled and chained, begging for that mercy. You took my place and poured the stripes for me, loosened my restraints. They took you into custody. Why won't you do that for me? Why'd you do that for me? I look into your eyes and you stare back at me. Your hands now bound by them, but you smile back in peace. Came to make things new, but you took my place and poured the stripes for me, loosened my restraints. They took you into custody, and I watched you bleed. I saw you suffer from my iniquities as they drove the nails. I stood in horror. Why would you do this for me? For me, yeah. Oh, for me. Why'd you do this for me? Stirring underneath, and you, I believe, you took a wretch like me and came to set me free. Stirring underneath, and you, I believe, you took a wretch like me, you came to set me free. But you took my place and poured the stripes for me, loosened my restraints. They took you into custody, and I watched you bleed. I saw you suffer from my iniquities as they drove the nails. I stood in horror. Why would you do this for me? You took my place and poured the stripes for me, loosened my restraints. They took you into custody. Why would you do that for me?
Hello, I am Ethan, and you're listening to My Place for Christian Hip Hop, KGNZ at night.
I am Wyatt Collins, and this is my place for Christian rock, KGNC at night, with Dustin Tatro.
I'm tired of wasting time and soul away. I put my faith in who created me, and they're all watching, and they need to see a light unto the world, the man I need to be. I wanna lead courageously, leave a legacy. I wanna surrender myself, faith awakening, live for eternity. I'll stand with no ovation. I'm gonna rise up. This is my declaration. My declaration. I'm not afraid to face all I have done, and I'm not perfect, but a child of the sun, gonna face my demons, for I know that they will come, they'll hear me screaming, the end of you has come. I wanna lead courageously, leave a legacy. I wanna surrender myself, faith awakening, live for eternity. I'll stand with no ovation. I'm gonna rise up. This is my declaration. This is my declaration. When the enemy comes, I will not rest. When the enemy comes, I'll be ready with the light in the darkness. When the enemy comes, I will not rest. When the enemy comes, I'll be ready with the light in the darkness. When the enemy comes, I will not rest. When the enemy comes, I'll be ready with the light in the dark. I wanna lead courageously, leave a legacy. I wanna surrender myself, faith awakening, live for eternity. I'll stand with no ovation. I wanna lead courageously, leave a legacy. I wanna surrender myself, faith awakening, live for eternity. I'll stand with no ovation. I'm gonna rise up. This is my declaration. My declaration. This is my declaration. My declaration.
That is My Declaration from the band Bayless, talking about being courageous, talking about rising up and being the people God calls us to be. We're going to talk to them in just a minute. We got them live on Skype along with their pastor and author, Jeff Maness. Our first look at your good news tonight on The Rock Show, Psalm 25, verses 8 through 11, and it says this: Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful towards those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. And that is your good news on this Tuesday evening. Joining us now live by Skype, as you can see. On the left, pastor and author Jeff Maness, and on the right, Jared and Vanessa Bayless. Now, very quickly, we've got time for a quick introduction. How are you guys all connected?
I don't know who wants to answer that, but Jared's our worship pastor at Element. Vanessa's on our worship team as well. So that's why I first met Jared, was at our church. He was a volunteer, and then we hired him as our worship pastor.
Is corporate worship at the church that heavy?
We did that song. We did My Declaration one week. It's not every week that heavy, but we've done some heavy stuff for sure.
That definitely sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a place I would be at home, to be honest. So you wrote a book called My Declaration. It's a challenge for men to rise up. And I've got to admit to you, I have not finished reading it yet. So I've not gotten all the way through. And there's a song that we've known here for a while called My Declaration. Which came first?
The book did. I asked Jared when I was writing the book if he'd write a song for it. I wanted to have a song to give out with the book when we did pre-orders, and so Jared wrote the song. He kind of forgot about it, put it on the back burner for a while. They were in the middle. They were in the middle of having their son, and then he's like, "Hey, I think I have a song."
I think I have a song. I throw him under the bus on radio. That's okay. And it's an awesome song, an awesome message in both the book so far that I've read and the song that we've been loving so far. We want to hear about your hearts, about your mission and your ministries as well. We're going to be talking to them in just a little while. We've got about 15 seconds, Jared, to tell me about To War. We just added that one today.
Awesome. To War is simply about the challenge of rising up in spiritual warfare. And we can be oppressed and we can be pushed down, but we are going to link arm in arm and go off to war together.
All right, for the first time on West Texas airwaves, it is the band Bayless with To War. We'll be talking with these guys live on West Texas' Harder Side of Life-Changing Music in about, 8 minutes or so. Enjoy. Time on KGNZ at night. It's Bayless with Tues. We've got them live by Skype right now. I'll be checking in with them after some Righteous Vendetta. Here's Weight of the World. That's on the way, along with your weather forecast, all in the next 15 minutes.
It's hard to believe in who I am these days. The hole within me is getting too deep. I am who I am. I know it's hard to believe. My words as a weapon triggered my faith in me. Trying to pray, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. Looking for a sense of release, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. There's nothing I can do to keep these thoughts in my head. Don't take it personal, I never mean what I say. But it's hard to keep your mouth shut when the world is at your throat. Hard to understand your point of view when my only view is the end of the road. I'm at the end of my road. Trying to pray, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. Looking for a sense of release, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. If only I could forget the world for a day, I'd be much better off than this. But it's never too late to get where I need to go and lose the weight of the world. To break, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. Trying to pray, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me. Looking for a sense of release, but the weight of the world is crushing down on me.
It's Righteous Vendetta, Weight of the World, KGNZ at night. Well, as promised, we are joining live once again Jared and Vanessa Bayless of the band Bayless, as well as their pastor, who is an author as well, by the name of Jeff Maness. Guys, welcome back into the show tonight.
Thanks.
I wanted to start, and this is for you two. How did you meet, first of all?
Okay, I won't say something smart like on a long walk on a beach or something. We met actually through a mutual friend, and we both did music. And eventually, she liked me, I liked her, and we started doing music together. So that's how we met, and we both did music separately.
You know, that's an essential ingredient of a good marriage. You have to like each other most of the time. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
You try.
Vanessa, do you agree with most of what he said?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah, yay.
Specifically, what is your role with the group?
I am a co-lead singer of the band, and I dink around the piano a little bit, but honestly, Jared is mostly the brain and the brawn of our band.
of the band Bayless. And I was going to initially, long time ago, ask, well, Bayless is a neat name. I wonder where they came up with that. Then I realized that's what your name actually is. So that curiosity did not last very long. Describe your musical influences as well as your lyrical influences.
Musical, I would say, like Project 86, Metallica, Demon Hunter, lyrically Demon Hunter, Project 86, Revis is another one, maybe not lyrically, but style-wise, Revis is not a Christian band. They're not around anymore, but Jason Holman's a worship pastor now, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, so those are some of my influences. Vanessa can say hers.
Oh, gosh. Well, I have to say Skillet. They were the first one that made me go, whoa, this is awesome. John and Corey Cooper are amazing. Evanescence, Flyleaf.
I could hear I can hear both of those. From a faith standpoint, and your faith journeys, as we know, might not be at exactly the same spot. But what is it that's driving your music as a couple, theologically, spiritually?
Sure. It actually goes along with Element Church where we work too. It's really just being a light in the darkest place. I mean, really just going out and reaching into the darkness, because how do people know if they're in darkness unless you go to them and they don't know they're sitting in darkness? So we don't want to go too far into darkness, but we do want to go in and preach a message of hope, and people have got to know who Jesus is, and we want to help do that. And then people have got to know, so we want to use that music and do it. And so that's kind of the goal and the mission behind our music.
We're real good at going into the darkness around here ourselves. So the fact that we're at deep night is just a little bit of a context for that. So we know my declaration, and that's how we first heard about you. And I honestly don't remember. Actually, I do know it was Justin Forshaw said you need to check these guys out. So that was the first thing that we found, and I think he had just helped mix or master or some type of creative process in that song. You've also got an EP out now that you sent me called Sabotage, and that's where To War came from. Tell us a little bit more about that, because every good band that's worth their salt needs more than one good song, and we at least know that you have two now.
Well, Sabotage is an EP, has 5 songs on it. Sabotage is actually one of the songs where we just talk about sabotaging the plans of the enemy. Very To War-esque type of song, but we talk about our faith and we talk about going to war, but we sorry, my son is over here playing on the ground. But we want to have a proactive faith. We don't want to have a reactive faith. So when the enemy is throwing spears at us, we don't want to just be sitting there saying, I didn't expect this to happen. We want to be ready, and we want to be the ones going out there and foiling the plans of the enemy before he can get to us. So that's a little bit of what the EP is about.
Share a little bit about your family. I think that's a good cue to ask about that.
Oh, gosh. So we have a son. He's 11 months old, and he's been wonderful. He is the only child we are going to have.
Amen.
Okay. We have, all ours have 4 legs, and we're happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to the guy that you see on the left side of your screen if you're watching our simulcast tonight in just a moment. But we're getting there, and we're going to start turning that direction. Jared, Vanessa, tell us a little bit about your church. What's it like to try to get a mainstream Christian rock project going like this, and also serve as worship pastors within a congregation? How do they support your ministry outside the walls of the church?
Yeah, that's a good question. They support it immensely well. There's actually people currently from Element Church watching right now on the simulcast. So currently, so we're super pumped that they're watching us. And so they're very, very supportive. And people at Element knew what my style was before I came in, and they were okay with that.
Good.
And so I'll never forget the first time at a Night of Worship album release of our church's worship album. I screamed for the first time from stage. and everybody loved it. So like, and Jeff keeps saying, "You're gonna scream one of these days on a Sunday morning," and I'm afraid of scaring a guest away. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
It happens. One of our metal groups, Convictions, there's this whole aggressive worship idea that surrounds what they do, and you know what, I love it. I'm an organist myself, and so that doesn't use words, that doesn't use the voice, but that gets pretty aggressive sometimes. I would say it's nice if you're going to be an organist to work for a church that has a big pipe organ that can follow your emotions like that. Okay. On the left side of the screen, of course, that's Jared and Vanessa Bayless. And on the left side is Jeff Maness. He is their pastor at Element Church, and this is all up in Wyoming. I can't think of any other band we've had that is from Wyoming, so congratulations. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know the church itself is not very old, and what drives you?
Yeah, so we started the church 12 years ago. We planted it. And really what's driven us from the beginning is kind of similar to what Jared said. Like we truly do want to reach out into the places where no one else is reaching in our community and reach people that no one else is reaching. So we knew that there's some great churches in Cheyenne, but we knew there was still a niche that wasn't being met when we started. And so we intentionally tried to be a church that filled a need that wasn't being represented. And one of our prayers at Element that has really driven us for years now is we pray that God would bring us people that nobody else wants, or people who believe that nobody else would want them.
You know, a lot of the ministry we have through what we do here at night, and I don't know how much you've researched KGNZ for almost 38 years. This upcoming Saturday has been a Christian adult contemporary music station, and we do this at night, and it reaches into some very dark corners we wouldn't. So I applaud that. I think we need more ministries like that, more faith communities that say, hey, you've been burned. This is what we're going to be about. We're going to heal together, and God is going to be glorified.
Yep. And really the Bayless music was a kind of a great marriage for Element, because they already had the similar heart with their music. I mean, if you talk to Jared about who they're trying to reach with their music, it's a similar thing. You know, they're trying to reach people that are unwanted or marginalized. Even without faith yet is where their heart's going. So when the Lord brought them to our church, it really was something we couldn't orchestrate. God did it, and it's turned into a great benefit for our church, but hopefully a benefit for Jared and Vanessa as well.
Not that in the end it really matters, but I'm curious, how large has the church grown so far in 12 years?
This year in 2019, we're averaging, I think it's just under 1,600 people. It's like 1,590 something. Yeah.
That's significant. You'd probably be the second largest church in Abilene if you were here in our city of 120,000. So that's remarkable to me. And at the very nucleus is a heart for the marginalized. That's powerful. Yeah. How did God lay this book on your heart, My Declaration?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a lot of it's born out of my own life, and I areas in my own heart and life that I had, crisis moments where I had to rise up and actually lead the way in some things. But when I just look at the church landscape in general, not just Element Church where we're from, but the church landscape, I have a passion to see more men, not men in quantity, but men in character that will rise up and just be the men that God's called them to be. And the principles in the book relate to male or female, but as a man and seeing some things of deficiencies in my own life, I felt like I could write to the heart of men and hopefully call out some things in them. We did a sermon series around it this last fall. I wrote it with the intention of, all right, God, if this could help some guys in our own church actually be who you've called them to be, then that's awesome. If it goes beyond that, so be it. And I think this is one of those avenues that God's opening the door to maybe spread the word a little bit farther. But I just want to see guys be who God's called them to be. I think when the men rise up, the church and their whole household follows when they actually rise up and live out their life as the Lord calls us to.
I think there's a lot of statistics too that you can find both in the secular and the faith realm that talk about, well, that are testimony to there are men that are not living up to that.
Yeah.
The divorce rates, the rates of arrests for pornography, even right here in Abilene, it's staggering lately. You're writing. There is a lot of scripture in it. Why is that so important to you?
Well, I mean, as a pastor, obviously that's a big deal to me. I write kind of the way I preach, so a lot of those chapters were either sermons I'd already written or chapters I was turning into sermons. And obviously, I'm not going to be a pastor that doesn't preach from Scripture. And to me, the Bible's the best leadership manual we have out there. So if I can't find it in the Scripture to teach from, then I'm probably not going to teach it anyway. So I wanted to start from Scripture and work out from there, not the other way around. I didn't want to start with a principle and find Scripture. Let's just there's already great stories in Scripture of many men who struggled with their own life and sexuality and financial freedom. It's all in there. We said you do some digging and the Scripture speaks for itself and calls us to be who we're supposed to be.
There's a lot of men in the Bible that messed up.
Absolutely.
David comes to mind, and that's also a story of reconciliation and forgiveness. That doesn't mean there was not consequences. But that was definitely a turning around story. Why did you want them to come up with a song backing up this motive, this idea?
I mean, I like Jared's music. I like Bayless's music. So, I mean, if I'm going to pick a style of music to listen to, it's going to be the style that they're already doing. To be honest, I mean, I'm not just saying this because he's on the other side of the screen, but like there was no one else I would want to write a song for the book other than Jared. He as our worship pastor, he's a partner with me in the ministry we're doing. I felt like this was, while it was a book I was writing, I felt like if there's anybody musically that will connect with it the most, it's going to be Jared, because he's there with me in the trenches doing ministry. He sees what I see and feels what I feel. And I knew also that the biggest audience would be our church audience. So they already know Jared as well and his music. So, I mean, I wouldn't have asked anybody else but him to do it. And I'm glad he said yes.
Are you guys seeing greater impact at a further reaching level than you thought would happen, either from you, Jeff, or from you, Bayless's, on this whole thing? Because I'm seeing your music getting picked up in a lot more places than just here also.
Yeah, I mean, I know I am. The fact that I'm on, some radio program on a Tuesday night. I mean, I never would have imagined this. Yeah, in Texas. So the way that God's orchestrated this, I mean, it was big. The only reason I'm on here is because of Jared's song. So, definitely has gone farther for me. I'll let Jared speak for himself.
Yeah, no, it is blown up, and I thank Justin Forshaw for most of this. That guy has believed in us for some reason. It's because he's a good dude. So we just thank him so much, and he has just taken that off, and he just wants people to know Jesus too, and I just love that. And I think once you find people who just want to know and proclaim that Jesus is who he is and the love that he has, then it's easy to work together. And so it's blown up because God has wanted that too, and we're just going with wherever he wants to take it. So yeah, it's gone much further.
Hi. Yeah, that actually happened live. I had him on. He was sharing about the Grizzly Awards, and while we're live, he said, I know I'm live, so I want to give a plug for some people I really think you ought to check out. So it kind of wasn't something we could look over either. I'm so very glad that happened. Jeff, this book is on Amazon and also available for Kindle. And you do have a website as well that people can check out and connect with you there.
Yeah, if you just go to jeffmaness.com, all my books are on there. I've got a couple other books out as well. So I love writing. It's more of a hobby than anything. The fact that people buy it is even better. So I would do it whether nobody bought it. So
Well, I would like to thank all of you for taking some time. Now, most of the time we interview people and they're in Eastern time zone. And so we're interviewing them like at 11 o'clock their time. It's just now almost 9 where you guys are. So, but anyways, I'm so very glad. Night owl of a kid here. What did you say his name was again?
Sawyer.
Sawyer. Well, hi, Sawyer. I don't think he understands the concept of I am on the radio right now. He's adorable, and I'm glad he's going to be raised up in such a godly household where worship and good music is foundational also. Yep. Jared, Vanessa, I know she's going to go take care of some stuff. And Jeff, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And of course, they have Facebook pages you can connect with as well. I think they're all tagged in them on our video on Facebook as well if it hasn't been taken down again. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to be checking in with Terry Armstrong from the Sweetwater Jaycees. It is the 61st year for the world's largest Rattlesnake Roundup, and they are waiting to get in here and talk to us in just a minute. We've got your weather on the way, some Gandhi's gun, and then we're going to be doing the snakes. That's on the way right here on KGNZ at night.
Benchmark Business Solutions supports KGNZ. They offer a full line of Xerox copiers, color network printers, and digital copiers that copy, print, fax, or scan. Their address is 4341 South Treadaway. The telephone number is 791-1351, 791-1351, or toll free 800-738-9179. We're thankful for the support of Benchmark Business Solutions as we praise the name of Jesus as the Son of God.
At 9:48, it is time for our first look at your rock show forecast. I think we're probably going to be a little bit behind getting into the top of the hour, but it's all worth it. Checking in with your news update. Sweetwater Jaycees on the way into the studio right after we send you some Gandhi's gun. But first, our first look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. In Lubbock tonight, mostly clear skies with winds from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. A colder night with lows in the lower 20s for Lubbock. For San Angelo this evening, partly cloudy skies with lows at 25 and calm winds, and across the big country, fair skies with an overnight low in the mid-20s. Moving into your Wednesday, expect a partly cloudy day across the South Plains with highs approaching 60 degrees. It will be a bit breezy tomorrow with winds across the Llano Estacado from the southwest at 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon hours. For San Angelo, mostly cloudy morning, fair skies the rest of the day. By noon, winds from the south at 10 to 15 miles an hour for San Angelo with an afternoon high right at 60 degrees. And for Abilene, a nicer day for your hump day. Mostly sunny skies, winds from the south at 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting to 25. Highs at Abilene tomorrow in the mid-50s, and your current temperature is 34 in San Angelo, 33 with fair skies in Snyder, 31 degrees in Graham, 33, partly cloudy for Lubbock, and 34 right now at the studios of KGNZ. Friday night in San Angelo, it is these guys from San Antonio, our latest band on the roster. It is Gandhi's Gun with their new single, We Are the Stars.
We are the stars. This is a call to all the broken, all the hurting, all the hopeless. This is our song. We are the army of good for nothings, and we're sending out an invite. All the imperfect people
It's KGNZ at night, West Texas's harder side of life, changing music. Good evening. I'm Dustin Tatro along with you, and we have a couple of special guests in the studio tonight. I would say that Connor is special, but normally he might be offended by that. So I'd like to welcome Hollywood Armstrong from the Sweetwater Jaycees into the show tonight. And Terry, you've got a friend with you, and I'll just go ahead and come out and say, folks, I've got a live Western Diamondback rattlesnake in my studio tonight, as you can hear, and it's not a small one. Terry, what is this snake in here for?
Well, we're promoting the 61st World's Largest Rattlesnake Roundup this year, and it starts this weekend.
61 years with the world's largest rattlesnake roundup. Kind of what's the background on it? That is a lot of years doing this.
Yes, sir. They actually, a lot of the hunters and ranchers got together. Well, actually, the first year it happened in 56. They had it in what they call the Staten's Pharmacy or Staten building. Slim Staten and Ellis, or Hollis Ellis, put them in there. And then the second year they had it on Pecan Street there by the Napa building, where the Napa, the auto parts store, is now. And then in 58 they had it in the Armory. And then 59 the Sweetwater Jaycees took it over, and we've had it ever since.
So what is the purpose of doing this? Originally it was to eradicate a very large, prolific, almost overwhelming rattlesnake population, and there's so much more to it now.
Yeah, when we started out, it was because so many rattlesnakes. Even my granddad, which was a hunter, they were catching them all the time. They go to den and get 300 or 400 pounds easily. And we still catch a lot of snakes, but it's not that. It's the safety aspect of it. Our safety handling demonstrations and everybody teaching about the Western Diamondback rattlesnake, because there are abundance of them out there. So we're always trying to teach little kids and people that had never been around them about this little guy I got in my hand right now.
And I mean, the truth is, I usually run these things over, and there's a purpose they serve. There's some medical purposes, and it goes beyond just harvesting the venom to make antivenom to help save lives.
Right. Antivenom's one of the major ones, but then they also use it for ERs with heart attack patients. It coagulates the blood when a person's having a heart attack, and they're using it now. They're also using it in cancer therapy with cancer patients, so it makes a big deal with that sort of stuff.
You have a milking pit, and it's pretty cool to see this, because you guys have it's like a little glass funnel, and you hook the fangs of the snake over the rim of that funnel, and the venom runs down, and it's and you realize, hey, that's a pretty dangerous substance in there. It kind of almost looks like honey in a way. How much venom do you get on an average year, and where does it go specifically from the Sweetwater Roundup?
I'm not sure exactly how much we get per year. Dennis runs that part. I run the research pit, but he gets quite a bit, and he has his own manufacturing deal where he does it, or Jaycees do it now with Dennis Cumbie, and they actually we centrifuge it while we're there at the Roundup, so that takes all the dirty parts and everything out of the venom, makes a pure venom, and then they freeze it.
So you're kind of already beginning the refining process for that right there on site.
Right there on site, yes, sir.
There's a lot to do on Roundup Weekend in Sweetwater. It's a major boon to the Nolan County economy and the big country as a whole by extension. But if somebody heads over there, what are some of the things they might find to do?
Well, we have the parade, which is Thursday at 5, and then we have the Queen Pageant. I think it's 7 o'clock at the auditorium. And then Friday morning at 8 o'clock in the Nolan County Coliseum, we'll start the Roundup. It's from 5 to 6. Doors close at 7, Friday and Saturday, and then it opens at 8 on Sunday, and then it goes till 5 on Sunday. And then, there's a gun show. There's a flea market. There's a carnival, JC Carnival. There's a cook-off, and then everything like that around there, it brings quite a bit of money to everybody. And that's not our organization, everything else.
Of course, the gun show that's in the Annex building is quite a large event. And then some of the other free things to do, as you mentioned, a huge flea market. And it's not like going and finding used junk. These are vendors, crafts, food, all kinds of things. And that is part of the Sweetwater Lions Club.
Right, as well as some of the Jaycees have vendors. The organization have some food vendors out in front too, so
opportunities to support groups like the area fire departments. I know you're part of the Roscoe Fire Department. Will you guys be doing your gun raffle?
Annual gun raffle there, yes, sir.
So you can pick up tickets for the Roscoe Fire Department annual, or you'll do it sometimes more than once a year, but it's a primary fundraiser
and then,
for the
like
department.
the parking, they have rented parking places by the Nolan County Sheriff's Posse, and I'm vice president of it too.
Okay. So you can find all of the events, all of the things, all the information you need to know on a website. And give us that website.
It's rattlesnakeroundup.net.
Okay. So some of the handling things. People run into a rattlesnake. What do they do? What are the important things to remember?
First thing you want to do, especially if it's a kid or anything else, you want to stand still. You don't want to move. You don't want to back up. You don't want to move around because more than likely there's going to be another snake close. You're gonna want to stand still till you can get an adult over there to help you. Even as an adult, you want to stand still or try to back up away from that animal, but you want to be very careful doing that because there's probably going to be another one around too.
Of course, I put a mic over there on the floor so you can hear that rattle. That's a sound for those of us that are Texans that gets your attention in a hurry. Because we know that sound. But do they always rattle?
Not always. And the most dangerous time, I would say, is probably April or May on the bites. People getting bit because they're in their gardens, they're cleaning up stuff, they're doing everything. And that's about the time they start shedding, in April and May. So that's the time they can't see, but they're striking at everything. They can't see anyway. They've got a heat-sensing radar that sees you, but they don't really see. But it makes them real glazy over what they can see during when they're shedding. So that's one of the most dangerous times, and a lot of people get bit during those months.
Oh, I can see its eyes squinting at me, and people think, Connor, if you could go ahead and get a good close-in shot of its head there, and we'll try to. No, with mine. There you go. You can kind of see on the sides of its head there. Those are the pits. They're called a pit viper, and how intimidating of a scientific term for that. But those are what it uses to sense the heat. They're not nostrils. They're heat glands.
Right.
So if you think it can't see you, it can see your heat, which is why it's so important to be still. Is it advisable to try to back away because the striking distance is pretty far?
The book, they always say half the distance on a snake, on a western diamondback or any snake striking at you, but I don't think this little sucker's read that book. Oh. It could be up against a rock, it could be up against anything or anything like that, and he'd strike a lug further out. And some of these guys are like, anybody else, they can jump higher than another human or one human to another one. These guys can do the same thing.
It's like a spring coming uncoiled. In the safety demonstration, the big thing, I don't want to give it away, but there's a demonstration of how they can strike. And it's when you see that happen in real life, it gets your attention and says, I need to be careful around those things.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a realistic look of really what they're going to do. And, it is. They're striking at their demonstration. And it kind of gives you a little bit more visual of what's going on.
Okay. Connor is begging to do this. Connor, slide me my phone back across the table here. I wouldn't advise this at home at all.
Hang on. Here's my camera.
I wouldn't advise this at home, but you can actually wear them like jewelry.
Yep.
Connor,
this is so weird. Golly, this is okay. It is so weird. It is so cold. It is unbelievable. The way that they feel.
Is it wet?
It's so cold. Hang on. Hey, can you, Dustin, come here. Can you grab this phone?
I can do it as soon as we finish the interview, real quick.
Right, thank you.
But is it cold, slimy at all?
It is so cold when it rubs around your neck, and you can feel the vibration of the tail. It is so weird.
It's letting you know to get away, and we're putting it around your neck. It gave you a hug.
Yeah, it did.
You should feel encouraged. It gave you a hug.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get Dustin to show this. All right. Hang on, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna do it again.
We're doing it again. Yes. Are you ready?
Connor's got to get it on his own.
Woo! This was so weird. So cold.
Now that's a sensation you don't want to repeat, I don't think. So
No.
okay, and that brings a point. You see from time to time, and there's been a lot recently about shows on cable network about hunting snakes. Do you have a problem with people that are wanting to be amateur snake hunters that might not know what they're doing, that get themselves into trouble? And if they do want to learn, can they be mentored?
They should come to the professionals and do that. Like, start off that way. We try to teach safety. We want somebody just going there picking them up or doing something different. Just because you see it on TV doesn't mean that, anything can happen or anything like that. You want to be as safe as you can. And I've never been bitten. I've been doing this 30 years. This is my 30th roundup. And I try to teach as much. I know there's a chance it can happen, but I try to teach as much safety as I can. Always get with somebody that know what they're doing, somebody that doesn't. You think you can do it just because you saw it on TV. It ain't going to work out for you.
My question is would you say the reason why you've never been bitten is because you did seek out the proper training in order to do it?
When I first started back in the day, I said my dad was a very safety-oriented guy.
Yeah.
And my granddad, he knew how to hunt the snakes and everything like that. But the big influence with me was my mother. My mother was the one that would say, "No, son, don't do it that way. Do it this way."
There's a healthy level of respect that goes along with it.
My question is for the roundup. I know you guys pack a lot of people in there, every weekend. About how many people normally come?
We look at about 40,000 or more.
And that's for the whole weekend, right?
From
Thursday all the way to Sunday, correct?
And now if you walk down there Saturday, Dustin's been down there, you've been down there, it's packed on Saturdays.
Oh, it's
you can't
totally
walk,
packed.
You can't walk person to person. You're so crowded, it's pitiful.
You can't even find a place to park hardly.
No. And, that's the thing. Everybody comes to this thing, all over. We have people from China, Netherlands, Germany, everywhere else in the world coming to this.
So it's a huge benefit for Sweetwater also because you guys put all of this right back into the community.
Yes, everything we do goes back in the community. So, we don't keep any money. It all goes back into our community there, and it's a good thing. I feel as everything we do helps our community out, and that's what we're here for.
And one more time, that website where everybody can go and see before they head over to Sweetwater this weekend and see what's going on, what day they might want to come and plan ahead.
It has all the schedule in there, pricing and everything for the carnival and everything. It is rattlesnakeroundup.net.
Well, Terry, thanks for coming in tonight and bringing Mr. Sneaky Snake there. Now, we're going to get back into more of West Texas's best Christian rock, hard rock, and more. And Terry, please get that thing out of here.
No problem.
It's KGNZ at night, the harder side of life-changing music.
Broadcasting his life-changing music all over West Texas. KGNZ 88.1, KLTP 90.9 San Angelo. Broadcasting his life-changing music worldwide at KGNZ.com.
My Father's Floors, 4223 North First Abilene, is flooring with a mission, offering a complete line of flooring products including wood, tile, vinyl plank, and carpet designed to fit any budget. Also offering in-house floor consultations and guaranteed installations. Above all, our mission at My Father's Floors is to give God the glory in all we do. 20% of the profits go to our kitchen ministry, where those in need get fed spiritually with afternoon church services and prayer, accompanied with a hot, nutritious meal. For all your flooring needs, My Father's Floors, where your purchase makes a difference in the lives of others. My Father's Floors, 4223 North First, 676-1111.
At 10:07, I'm Dustin Tatro with your nightly news update on KGNZ. Local content from our partners at K-Texas News. Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. A tragic day in West Texas. This afternoon, the Big Country paid tribute to a Midland police officer killed in the line of duty early this morning. First responders and citizens lined up along I-20 to author Nathan Heidelberg as the escort taking his body to the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's office passed through Sweetwater, Merkel, Abilene, and other communities. According to Midland Police, Heidelberg was one of 4 officers who responded very early this morning to a burglar alarm at a home. Despite the, quote, loud announcement of their presence, the homeowner thought that his house was being broken into. He fired multiple shots towards the flashlight being held by Officer Heidelberg, which struck him above his protective vest. According to News West 9, the homeowner, David Wilson, has been charged with manslaughter. Wilson's bond has been set at $75,000, and he has been released from the Midland County Jail. Heidelberg died early Tuesday morning. He joined the Midland Police Department in December 2015. The Abilene Police Department, Abilene Fire Department, Texas Department of Public Safety all helped with the escort. Abilene Fire Department had trucks on overpasses throughout the community, as well as Metro Care. Merkel police officers and firefighters also staged on the interstate. And we also saw Taylor County EMS. It was moving to see communities across West Texas support this family. We'll have more on that story as it develops. In San Angelo, DNA evidence has helped solve a 32-year-old cold case murder there. Yesterday, the Texas Rangers arrested Adolph Gonzalez, who is now 61, in Louisville for the 1986 murder of Dovey Dykes. Gonzalez was booked into the Denton County Jail on a $500,000 bond. Dykes, who was 83, was found dead in her home on Culbertson Street in San Angelo by a family member July 11, 1986. She had been sexually assaulted and died as a result of cardiac arrhythmia that she experienced during the assault. The Texas Department of Public Safety Crime Lab determined that a DNA sample from the crime scene was from a male, but they were not able to get a hit in the combined DNA index system. But in May 2015, the FBI's Federal DNA Database Unit conducted a routine search of their convicted offender database. That routine search resulted in a match with a previously convicted federal offender, Adolph Gonzalez. Investigators got a search warrant for his DNA. It was obtained and submitted to the DPS Crime Lab in July 2015. In November of 2017, a DPS forensic scientist notified the San Angelo Police Department that DNA sample was, quote, over 1 billion times more likely to have come from Gonzalez than any other subject. The original detective left the department in 2017, and the case was reassigned. An arrest warrant for Gonzalez was finally obtained back on March the 1st. Today in Abilene, a luxury sports car crashed. Abilene police say that the driver of a McLaren 720 Spider was headed east on Loop 322 when he lost control and went into the creek near Maple Street around 8:30 this morning. That driver was not hurt. Police say they believe that an issue with the right rear tire caused the accident, because the driver told police that a warning light about the tires also came on before the crash. By the way, the 2019 version of the McLaren 720 Spider starts at around $315,000. At 10:11, that has been your nightly news update on KGNZ with content from our media partners at K-Texas News, getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. One more update pertinent to the rock show in light of the conversations we had last night. We do now know memorial service arrangements for Tracy Dean. From the family, please join us Saturday, March 9th at the Abilene Convention Center Exhibit Hall from 2 to 6 p.m. for the Celebration of Life event remembering Tracy Dean. There will be a short memorial service at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon to be followed by live music and finger foods with an opportunity to interact with people and spread love. This is a come as you are event. Be yourself. Not surprised at all. That sounds like Tracy. That's Saturday afternoon at the Abilene Convention Center. It is West Texas' home for only the best in Christian rock, hard rock, metal, hip hop, and more. And here is requested Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh with Give Me a Sign. On the way, Wax Panel and Memphis May Fire.
My name's Ernie. This is my place for Christian metal, KGNZ at night, The Rock Show.
That it was indeed
A walk along Jesus Christ is a journey, and if you're just beginning it, well, I'm glad you're on the road with us. It's Wax Panel with Beginnings. Your good news is on the way after Memphis May Fire. Heavy as the weight. Heavy is the weight from Memphis May Fire, and comment on that. But before we get any further along and later at night, I want to show you what I made tonight. Most of you know that I am a big brother with big brothers and big sisters, and my little Michael, and you've heard of the Maker Lab at Abilene Christian University, and it's a pretty awesome place. They actually were able for the first time to get a group outing scheduled, and I said, that sounds like fun, let's go to that. So we went, and I didn't know what to expect. We walked in there, and there are a bunch of soldering stations on the tables. I'm thinking, oh, so we're gonna learn how to solder. As if I don't know how to solder. I'm a ham radio operator, and I've worked at radio stations off and on for 20 years now. But it was pretty cool. We learned a little bit about circuits. Michael got to learn what it's like to solder. And yes, against their advice, I did help him to actually manipulate the iron and the solder himself while I held the things for him. We built these little lamps. It's a little switch in there. And you can flip the jar around and have the little light flicker on and off. And I thought that was pretty cool. And what I'd like to say is it's a great organization that helps out kids all across our community that really need an adult mentor in their lives. If you can call me an adult, I try. You can go to bbstx.org or visit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Abilene on Facebook tonight to start looking at if volunteering in this way, mentoring a young man or woman here in our community is a valid ministry, a right thing for you to do. It is a valid ministry, and I bet you it's the right thing for you to do. Go check it out and look into it a little more. I can promise you, changing a kid's life is an awesome thing. Your good news tonight, Psalm 25, verses 8 through 11. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful towards those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. For the last time, or at least the second time tonight, it's your good news from Psalm 25. We're going to talk about Lent in just a little while. Ash Wednesday is tomorrow. But right now, it's Fit for a King and The Price of Agony. A little Christian metal for you on this Tuesday night.
Hi, my name is William, and you're listening to KGNZ. Hey, I'm Mia. This is my place for Christian rock, KGNZ at night.
Look, it don't matter if I'm young. This life isn't mine. I'm living for 'em now. I ain't wasting time. Never turn back. I really ain't missing nothing. Instead of living for myself, I'll be living for the mission of the king that'll soon be coming. Sin over promise, under delivers. I ain't with the nonsense. I'm in the scriptures. Get to know 'em early. I tell 'em why I wait. So I'ma serve 'em all my days. It don't matter if I'm young. Yeah, I'm unashamed. Young. That's right, I'm living for the king. Young. Through him I can do all things. Yeah. Now it don't matter if I'm young. 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 Nah, it don't matter if I'm young. They say live it in your 20s. Go and get yours. Go and get money. Show them wild oats. Slide with some honeys. Yeah, I tried that already. And them lies don't satisfy, buddy. This one's really dumb.